Hi guys, and welcome back to Neil on Sunday podcast with me, Chris. I'm almost not here because my wife locked me in one of the other warehouses. And,
Here she is.
here she is, my wife who tried to
Right, let me
lock
tell you what
me
happened.
up.
So this
Rebecca.
is part 2, right? Obviously, you've listened to part 1. So
Obviously, maybe.
we're on part 2.
Potentially.
So between parts, while Chris was doing whatever his computer was doing, we went to check on the dogs who were in the other
Beautiful.
warehouse. Get a snack, obviously.
Didn't have a chance to eat it because I got locked in.
Chris
Mr. Choco.
went ahead of me, and I thought he was coming to here, and had just left the keys for me.
What actually happened, guys, is Rebecca was too snack focused.
No, that's not what happened. I thought you'd come here.
But honey, we walked out the door at the same time.
No,
I
you didn't.
went
You walked
left.
out about 5 seconds before
5
me.
seconds before you, I went left to go for a waz, and you just walked out, locked me in that warehouse, and swagged in here.
You just took too long because I stood and had some crisps and then I locked the warehouse. I came to the unit 6, came up, sat down, and I was like, what if he's not in here? So I started shouting,
Oh, I had. Because I was locked out of warehouse 6.
are you here? Yeah, but now they're like, how did you get out of unit 4?
Can't tell you that. Magic.
Are you here? He didn't shout, and I was like, oh, shit. Went downstairs and he was just stood outside.
Just a lamp. Just stood outside waiting for my wife to come and realise what the mistake she had done. Hi guys, welcome along back to the Neil on Sunday podcast. This week we're going to be talking part 2, a little bit propaganda. If you did listen to last week, and Rebecca just assumed that you did. If you did, then you will realise that we went off on a massive tangent and we could have done it all in one, but Rebecca, righteous Rebecca, was talking about things like hypoallergenic and henna-free products and the propaganda that a lot of people are telling you, the BS that people are telling you. So we're back for part 2, but before we get into that, honey.
I can't tell you what I've been up to, but I'm going to tell you. We ended part 2 going, what are we going to do later? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do later, right? I am going to do everything that I need to do today so that tomorrow...
Are you? You're going to do the things you need to do? Holy smokes.
So that we don't have anything that we have to do or even leave the house tomorrow.
Are you saying that we can get a day off?
Yes, but we are going to leave the house probably to go to a furniture shop.
Let's see what's
What
happened
about-
to this guy. She's propaganda. She sold me a dream.
What about tomorrow morning we go for brunch in the West End and go and look for some nice furniture shops?
I'd rather chew my own arm off. And I would actually, because I've put Candy Crush on it and it smells great.
Candy Crush?
Caribbean Crush. It smells great. So basically you're saying that I can have a day off, but I have to do the things you want to do, so it's not really
we don't
a
have
day
to.
off.
I just had a suggestion, that was all.
What about we go for a big walk with the dogs and I cook you breakfast? Fine furniture shop and it is great. Excellent. That's my day off,
I'm
wrecked.
just so lazy these days.
Me? Oh, you are?
Maybe we should go for a big walk. Maybe we should. I just don't know if we've got the stamina anymore since we don't exercise anymore.
Honey, I always get well over 10,000 steps every day. And
Lies!
Okay, guys, I'm just going to flash up on the screen my little dashboard
For
for my
yesterday?
Apple Watch. Not for every day, honey.
Mm.
You can see a month, and you can see that I always get my
Is it
rings.
connected to your vitality? Because it
It
could
is.
really be assisting.
Yeah, well, it is. I don't pay for my Apple Watch because I get my steps for free.
Mm.
Maybe we should actually do like a pitch for Vitality just now. So we offer like
No,
ourselves.
I'm not going to because the price has gone up so much. I'm not going to give them any.
Okay.
Well, you've said it now. You've
Well,
said
we
them.
offer ourselves and the staff free healthcare with Vitality if you
Private
work over 3
health
days.
insurance, yeah.
And one of the ways you can offset things is by actually getting some steps in. And you get like a free Apple Watch as long as you hit certain criteria throughout the month. It's actually good for you. You can probably tell that Rebecca and I maybe have lost a little bit of weight over the last couple of years.
Mm.
And that's one of the things. I'm actually
We
getting...
were so good at the gym, but then our life has been so crazy busy the last while that we've just not been able to go.
Yeah, but we've changed the way we think. Like we went to Nando's last night because people were showing our house, viewings. We were finished work. We had nothing to do for a couple of hours. Well, basically, we couldn't go home. We were trapped.
We were going to do a
Kinda like I was-
podcast, but also we were just tired after a day at work.
Kind of like I was a week at work. Kind of like I was trapped in Unit 4 earlier on by my own wife. We were trapped here at work and we decided to take ourselves to Nando's. And normally we get like a really big starter. We didn't last night.
You didn't even have
Portion
any
control.
starter at all.
'Cause
I did get the halloumi sticks with the peri peri honey because I haven't tried the peri peri honey yet. And I did really enjoy them. I didn't eat all of them, obviously. And you didn't even have any one?
No.
Not even one?
Not even one. And normally, like when Rebecca leaves a little bit of our food, I'm
Yes,
right there
I was
like
very
a-
surprised because I left like a quarter of my wrap,
Yeah.
like a third of my mash and stuff, and you didn't.
We've not been to Nando's for months and months and months.
Ages and ages.
And again, it just goes to show that portion control and the way we've changed our eating habits definitely make a difference.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's a really boring
On that
intro.
bombshell.
Christ. What are we talking about today? Propaganda. I like
Okay, let's get straight back into it. What point were we about to go on to?
We're going to go on to like point number, I think it was 3, but I think we covered 17 points before that. Only using one singular brand.
Yeah. Now, we're not talking about using one brand through a treatment. You should be doing that. You should be using consistently one brand for whatever base you're using. You should be using color and you should be using top for that. That is the ideal world scenario. What we are talking about is only offering one brand in your salon space.
So, for instance, you might come to Nail Order and you might really love our hard gel, but you don't go on with our Angel Soft Builder Gel. You know?
Well, I mean, I would just say try harder. No, that's what I was going to say. I think so not one brand is going to have, well, some people absolutely love just using all one brand, all Nail Order, but I think there is just so much to be gained from trialing different brands.
Yeah, and this isn't a sales pitch, but you should try other people. God damn it. You should try us first and foremost.
I think especially these days, I'm thinking like a lot of these Korean brands have really cool specialist colours.
Yeah.
Now, we are going to be bringing out specialist colours soon, but like really good cat eyes and syrup gels and all this kind of thing. So that's quite cool. Other thing is, not one brand offers everything. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are brands out there that do all this, but I don't know that say offers all of your standard bases, rubber base, builder gel, hard gel, then poly gel, acrylic, full cover tips. Are there any brands that do all of them?
Do you know what? There probably is.
Probably is. I don't know.
There probably isn't a big market for certain things. So they don't really publicise it that much. Or realistically, when you're looking at competition, you're thinking to yourself, I'm just going after them for like certain things, bases or whatever,
Yeah.
So
also, especially when it comes to, let's maybe not talk about like specifically like bases and gel polishes, because obviously you're trying to keep consistent on one treatment using a whole brand. But even like your essentials and things like that, oh my God, see when I'm seeing nail techs, they're like, I use everything from wherever, like.
And their essentials are so bloody expensive.
I know. And I'm just like, oh, guys, come on.
Also, we had our pal, Lucy Pastorelli, up a few weeks ago, and she was having a chit-chat with us. And we were talking that realistically, like her brand is a specialist tool company. She focuses all of her R&D on making tools and e-files and stuff like that. Amazing. You get some brands that just buy cheap crap off the shelf to say that they've got it.
Yes, 100%.
And you shouldn't be hoodwinked into
like,
this.
Surely you guys must look and go, why do Nail Order not do tools? The reason that we don't do tools, we did tools. If you're an OG, you will remember, we did tools. I talked about this in the episode that we did with Lucy. We did tools for a short period of time.
The episode with Lucy might not even be up, so
that's true.
just sleeped it. There you go.
You'll put it in.
Yeah, maybe.
We did do tools for a short period of time, but we just felt like they weren't the greatest in the world and that somebody else could do them better. So we thought, why? Just don't bother.
Why, Delilah? I can actually see, is it tools over there by us, actually? I will say that they were actually quite good.
They are. We've still got nippers hanging around that are like, I don't know, 5 years old.
But they weren't really, really great. Mm-hmm. So for us, there's no point. Like, surely you guys must know by now, like when it comes to Nail Order, we try our hardest to bring out really, really great products. We try not to bring out subpar products. Especially
products that you're using all day, every day, tools. Really, really important that they're good quality.
For us to put the level of effort into making those tools, like, perfect, it requires so much manpower. Lucy's got that. Why the heck?
Because that is what her company does. Her company does tools.
Why the heck would we want to get into bed with that?
Yeah.
No chance.
I always find when I look at a brand who offers a little bit of everything, I find that it's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. And that sounds really extreme and I don't mean to offend anybody, but you can't do everything excellently. You can't. You can't do everything excellently. If you look at
Amazon, I actually had a quote the other day there, and Amazon sell billions of millions of products. So there's millions of products on Amazon and they sell billions of those products. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of products. Mm-hmm. They don't specialize in any one product.
But they're just a marketplace.
Except cloud computing, which they sell one product and they sell, that's what makes all the money.
Yeah.
Amazon don't really make that much money from actually Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk. They make it from cloud computing, Weird. It's wild. That's all one product they specialize in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
AWS. You've probably seen AWS in places. You've probably had an email come through and there's a part of it that says AWS. Amazon Web Services. That's where they make most of their money from.
It's crazy.
You know? It's wild.
It is.
So yeah, that's the...
But if Amazon was wasting their time creating all the products that they're selling, number one, the products wouldn't be excellent. And number two, their other part of their business would probably be suffering.
So they do. Amazon actually have Amazon Essentials.
Yes, they have. Basics.
Like
Amazon Basics.
Amazon Basics, that's what it is. And it's like things like batteries and etc. Are they good batteries? No.
No.
Are they cheap and cheerful? Yes. Do people buy them? Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
It's easy to throw in with something else you buy.
It's easy to throw in. It's just a quick added extra. Do you know what I mean? Realistically, they don't specialise in it because they don't have to, they don't need to, they don't want to. That's not the core part of their business. So realistically, if you're getting all your essentials, like for instance, lint-free wipes from your brand and your brand are charging 3 times what nail order are, why? Why?
Maybe they really like them. Maybe it saved them money in shipping.
Okay, if that's the case, then come over to Nail Order, spend £100, you get free shipping. In that £100, you can get some really cheap gloves, buy a case of gloves so you can do mix and match. You can get some lint-free wipes, you can get some mani mats, get all your essentials, acetone. We try and keep those things as low priced as possible.
There is acetone. I'm like, why do we even bother selling it? Because there's the margin in it is like there is none.
Because we now sell bucket loads. Actually, my mate who does the acetone for us, he's now my mate, said this, like, let's just up the quantities because I'm better off just getting rid of one whole IBC at the same time.
Will he give it to us for lower prices?
No.
Well, then why would we bother?
Because...
Why would we bother?
What's 2 orders put into one?
But why would we waste the warehouse space?
Okay. Well,
make it someone else's problem.
Okay. Oh, wow, I like them. Okay. This is how we do things at Nail Order. We have this discussion and Rebecca tells me off. So there you go.
Because I'm thinking about the bigger picture. I'm always thinking about everything. Chris thinks about this exact one thing, but I'm thinking about, but this, and this.
Let me tell you something, right? Rafiki. Old Rafiki. Wise Rafiki. I send him to go get the acetone, right?
Oh, yes. And he goes out for hours.
Yeah. How much staff time, right? Because he goes home, has a sandwich, gets some wood from the house.
When we say Rafi collect the acetone, because it's kind of on his way, not on his way here, but it's
a small diversion.
It's a small diversion on his way here. It's over that side.
Yeah.
Right? We mean be there for 10 as if you were starting work there, pick it up, pop it in the van, that'll take you 15 minutes. Get down the road.
Greg needs to know about the Rangers and the Celtic score because Rafi's very Celtic, Greg's very Rangers. Yeah, so there you go. And Rafi is a happy, chappy guy. He'll happily chat to anybody.
He is chatty.
Chatty, man. Yeah, good guy though. I like him. Sometimes he listens to the pods. I've got to put that caveat in. So yeah, one thing I would say is you don't use one brand for everything. When you go to the supermarket, you don't just only have Nestle products.
It's very true.
I mean, you might. Because Nestle's a big company, but you don't realistically. You might have, even if I'm trying to think of one thing that you can go to and get different brands. Fruit and veg doesn't all come from the one country.
No,
you know, but you put it into the pot and you make a stir fry and boom,
delicious.
There you go. So propaganda is people telling you should only use one brand. That is a lot of rubbish. You should use what you feel comfortable using and what's good value for money and good value for money and good products.
Good, yes.
Chase good products. Don't chase anything else.
Yeah.
Don't
For sure.
chase the propaganda. Don't chase the hype or hypo. Haha. Get it?
Haha.
Certain nail products are good for your nails.
Oh, nothing is good for your nails in terms of a nail enhancement. Nothing is good for your nails.
Yeah. So there was an advertising campaign, I think it was, at some point saying, was it Builder Gel? It's a good for your nails.
I feel
Get
like
on a builder journey. It's good for your nails.
I feel like it was. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like there was like at one time some sort of marketing that was insinuating that Builder was better for your nails than say acrylic. Nothing is better for your nails than the other in terms of a nail enhancement. Nothing is more damaging than the other. The damage comes from the User input. It's exactly what we talked about in the last episode. User input. So the damage comes from potentially the prep. Moreover, the removal.
Yeah, 100%. But even when I say user input, I'm talking about the person who's actually got their nails on as well.
Absolutely, because they might pick them all off.
Yeah. The amount of times we've had customers come into our salon when we had the salon and they're booked in for a removal and they turn up, all the nails off. I just picked them off last night.
Yeah.
That's user input.
Yeah.
So that your nails have now had a trauma because they've not been taken off in a safer manner.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I I think that a lot of brands were very clever in the way they would market things, and they would market them to the end user. This is better for your nails. Go on a builder journey. You know, all these things. Grow your nails out. Now, realistically, that only happens if you change the way you do nails, or the way that, for instance, nails are maybe prepped or removed, etc. You know, sometimes what they were advertising to is you might be going to a non-standard salon and getting acrylics. Quite often, not all the time, but sometimes they are hacked off an e-file. You know?
No, worse. Dental floss.
Explain that to me, honey.
They'll get a bit underneath a bit of lifting, and then just. Whoosh.
That is wild. Now,
I can't imagine. I've never experienced it myself, but I've seen it.
You have seen it, and this is why I know you've seen it. So basically what happens is that person might be going to a non-standard salon, and it is quite extreme products that have been applied, and those products have been extremely removed off, you know?
Yes, yeah. The product itself is not the issue.
Yeah, it's just the method, the user input, you know? Then you might start going to a more traditional salon, and you're getting builder gel, and it's been soaked off gently, carefully, manually, you know? Which is generally slightly safer, slightly better. Ever so slightly. I'm trying to use my words cautiously here.
I think for me the safest way to remove nails is actually to leave a small amount of nails on. File it off and leave a small amount on. I rarely, in fact, I never use acetone to remove. I went to do it to Laura recently because I thought that's what she wanted me to do. And she's like, why are you doing that? I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah, I just file it off and leave a small amount on the nail, protecting.
You do?
I don't know.
So you would...
When I'm saying small, it's like...
10% left? Just for talking sake.
5 to 10, yeah.
Yeah. Enough so that if there is any sort of damage under the actual enhancement, you'll be able to see it and be able to tell.
Yeah, and enough that if I'm putting on something else, it's not going to affect that, but also I'm not having to constantly re-prep the full area of the nail plate. Yeah.
And if you're not filing into the client's actual nail plate, there's less damage happening to that actual nail.
Yeah, because, you know, removing and reapplying in terms of a full removal soak off, every time you're reapplying, you're having to re-prep, which means you're thinning out the same area of nail, you're going over it.
Let's talk about propaganda in a different... I'm going to take that sideways. I can't use hard gel because it's not soak off.
Oh! That's not a propaganda, that's just an opinion. But it's a fear. But it's a fear that nail techs absolutely must get over, because I will tell you right now, categorically, it is easier to file off hard gel than soak off builder gel.
No, it's not. Because that requires extra training.
It doesn't require any extra training.
It requires confidence.
I mean, it requires confidence, but it doesn't require any extra training.
Realistically, if you're trained well, then you'll be confident in your ability to file off the product, to get down to that 5-10%. Realistically, you know? A lot of people just don't want to have that training. They don't want to go through the process. They don't want to go learn an e-file. They don't want to learn maybe a little bit more on how to remove product properly. They're scared of it, you know?
I seen actually I sent the video to Laura, was it yesterday or the day before? And it was somebody doing an infill on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God, this is everything that is wrong with the industry right now in terms of infills. They were doing it the most classic infill way ever, which is just removing the gel polish, any visible signs of lifting removed, and then just fill in that gap and whack it over. And I could actually see from the video that there was an area of lifting that hadn't been removed. The more you go, the more you find. And
realistically, what's happening with that is because they're leaving so much product on, not your 5 or 10%, there would be naturally a big ridge because you would be applying just a small amount of gel.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a big ridge, you're applying more gel.
Yes.
And if you keep doing that, all of a sudden, by the time that apex starts to grow out, you've just got this big humpback whale on your nail.
That can happen. But I just find the biggest issue is that the more, so I could be looking at a set of nails, I'm like, oh my God, the retention is absolutely perfect here. There is like no lifting at all. But then the more you thin it out, the lower down you get, the more appears. Do you know what I mean? So there was areas of lifting. When we're talking about pocket lifting, that's why pocket lifting is happening. You're usually finding it in an infill, and it's usually because you haven't removed all of the layers of any areas of lifting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you've got to work out what is best for each client that is coming in.
And how would you do that?
You would do like a client consultation, actually.
Well, no, you've got a product advisor on the app.
Yeah, but you would also maybe do a
client consultation as well, which is also on the app, both completely free.
Completely free. But that's what I'm saying is, what you're what you should be doing is a prescriptive manicure for that client based on how they've come in and presented their nails in that way. If, for instance, maybe I'm getting off topic here, but maybe you are looking at it and you're thinking, God, this what is under here is not good. Maybe you should take it all away, and start again. Or maybe you should realize...
You can take it all away and just leave, again, some like patches,
Yeah.
the thinnest of layer that's just protecting the natural
Maybe you
nail
should
plate.
actually think to yourself, you know what, this client's nails are getting a bit long and they want to take them down, they want to go a bit shorter, so maybe I don't need hard gel, maybe I can do Synergel, which is a flexi, it's more flexible and stuff, And again, it is just about adapting and not just using one product for all. One for all, just like your remotes. Just because a course is accredited, it's good.
Oh, yes.
Now, I would like you guys to understand where we're coming from our point of view in this brand thing, because I listen to sometimes what happens in the office. Say, for instance, clients sign up on the website. They've got to sign up with their certificate.
Customers
sign up with their certificate. So you as a nail tech, you would sign up. You would submit your certificate to show that you have proof of trade. Sometimes we see those certificates.
There's certain certificates that come through and I'm like, oh no.
And it is because, surprisingly, guys, well, maybe you wouldn't be surprised on us, but we do a lot of training courses. And here, we see what other people are offering because we want to make sure that if they're recommending our products, they're doing it safely, as safely as they can.
So we've been through the accreditation process with a couple of different accreditation companies. And I will say that from my experience, accreditation companies work completely differently from each other. Number one accreditation company that we dealt with, it was really in depth, and any little grammatical error or spelling mistake they would come back to you with, I assume that it went to like a specific sort of team that knew about that particular subject that you were.
So if you were focusing on, say, nails or brows or lashes, hair, something,
yeah. It had more of that vibe. But again, for the most part, I would say accreditation companies, they're not, the people who are looking at them, they're not experts in the subject that you're teaching. So they're just making sure that it fits the criteria in terms of a scheme of learning, a lesson plan, assessment, et cetera, et cetera. They're just making sure that you've ticked those boxes, not that the content is correct. Second accreditation company, honestly, would pass anything. I think like there's very little to no that I can see like quality control. So as a result, it does mean that anything can get accredited, really. As long as it hits those criteria, you've got X, Y, and Z in there in terms of the way the course is formatted. It's all good.
There's a website called Fiverr. And if you guys don't know what it is, basically it's like a job site. And those, for the most part, those people don't live in the UK or the US or anything like that. They live in other countries that have slightly. I'm trying to.
I don't know that that's true because, like, I think there's a lot. There's people in the UK. There's people in Europe. There's people in America. But there is a lot of people in Asia.
Malaysia, India, stuff like this, and they charge a lot less for their services. And you could potentially get them to write a course as long as they hit all of that criteria.
Get AI to write your course.
Yeah, that course can then be accredited. You don't even need to be proficient in it, You just need to then go on and teach it or give it to other people to teach.
So this does beg the question, how do you find a course that is good? And that is just so difficult. Like there's no real advice I can give you. Anytime we talk about this, I'm like, what advice can I give them? It's like word of mouth, but what if like nobody's been on that course? Sometimes you are going to have to put good money after bad. I've done that myself. I would say most people who are in the beauty industry have had to put good money after bad in terms of training courses. In my Stay Permanent Makeup, I had to do that. I had to put good money after bad, and you have to just follow your gut and go, I really don't think that I learned everything that I needed to learn there. And you just need to go and seek out better training if possible.
Yeah, I think community forums are quite good for that.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what they gained from the course was what they gained from the course or something they still use today.
Yeah. Like, I know it's really annoying that you need to submit videos to us for our online courses. Yeah. Like, that would annoy me as a consumer. Totally get that. But at least it means that somebody is actually properly checking because a picture doesn't show you anything. Yeah.
Also, I mean, we're talking to Lucy about that recently. And she was like, I want you to have the worst case scenario when it comes to, for instance, the e-pedi. I want you to have the worst feet and see the results afterwards to see that you grasp all that content. Mm-hmm. She's marking it. She's a busy girl. Do you know what I mean? She's marking it, She's making sure it's done well. Accreditation doesn't really mean anything. It's really when it comes down to the trainer who's marking your work.
For sure.
If they are really in-depthly looking at what you're doing. They want you to do it as safely as possible and to get the best results out of it.
Yeah.
Would you say that sometimes masterclasses are just as good?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It depends what you're wanting to get out of something. If you want to get an actual qualification that is insurable, then yeah, you have to get something that is accredited. It's just the way it is. Doesn't mean that course is going to be good. Doesn't mean the course is going to be any better than somebody who has a non-accredited masterclass or course. But it is just the way it is. But there's certainly masterclasses not usually teaching you something from a basics, like complete qualification sort of level, but they can teach you lots of different things. Yeah,
Even if it's just upskilling or something.
upskilling.
Like that,
Yeah, exactly. Like really like niching down. Maybe it's like you did an eval course a while ago, and somebody's got an eval masterclass, and it's going to teach you to use some different bits, something like that, or perfecting your prep, perfecting your French, things like that.
Yeah. So for basics, I would say yes, get an accredited course. Because
Well, you have to. You have to.
And the reason you have to is when it comes down to insurance, they want to see that you have been on these courses.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of accreditation companies are also insurance companies, aren't they?
Yes. And the propaganda I don't want you people falling for is that they see that something is accredited and then they're like, oh, must be good then. I just don't want people falling for that because it's just not the case at all.
Yeah. Talking about certificates and masterclasses, Chris is getting his forklift ticket soon, and I'm going to show off to the guy who comes, like, I can drive my pink forklift. But I'm sure he's going to say, no, you're doing that wrong. No, you're doing that wrong. And he'll give me pointers that will make me a safer driver. It's like when I did my motorbike, driving test or lessons. The amount of things that I learned to make me a safer car driver is wild, So I do think that just training courses in general, upskilling in general is good for you.
For
overall.
sure.
Don't be arrogant. Always be learning.
Yes.
A good nail tech is always learning.
Yes.
Just like a good pilot is always learning. There you go. Right, let's take this round. We're now halfway through this pod and things that you should be falling for. The propaganda that you should be listening to.
Yes.
So one thing that we always pioneer here and champion here are the use of good quality lamps.
Yes, as we talked about last episode.
We did talk about a lot of it in the last episode, so let's keep this slightly more brief. But what are things that you should be looking for in a lamp?
Well, first of all, when a brand is trying to sell you their lamp, it's not because their lamp is what business they're in. We've got to remember this. We are not in the business of lamps. And much like I was talking about in the last episode, the discussion I had with that person who was talking to us about lamps, tried to explain that from a business point of view, it makes absolutely zero sense for me to tell you information which means you can't use our products. If I'm saying to you, you can't use the lamp that you've got to cure our gels, it makes zero business sense. I'm not in the business of selling lamps. I'm in the business of selling gels.
Yeah.
Right? So selling you a lamp one time, well, whoop-de-doo, that's not going to keep us in business. I want to sell you gels. So really what would make sense is me going, yeah, you can use that lamp as long as the wavelength and the wattage are correct. That should be fine. That's me selling you a lie and selling you gels. When I'm telling you that you can't do it because the lamp you've got is not suitable, I'm being honest. And think about it like that. It does not make business sense. Again, I'll say it one last time. We are not in the business of selling lamps. So really bear that in mind when a brand is advising that you get their lamp. And I was one of those people that didn't believe the lamp thing.
But it's not only that. I think what we've learned over the last couple of years has really changed our thought process of lamps, right? So say, for instance, you're a nail tech, right? And you come to us as a brand and say, will this lamp that I'm using from a different brand cure your gels? Mm-hmm. It's something wattage, it's something nanometers, right? But what you've left out there is tons of information.
So much information.
How long have you had that lamp? Mm. How many sets of nails have you done in that lamp? You don't know probably because you've not counted. Is the efficacy of that lamp, is the efficiency of the way it works still the same as day one? Probably not. Mm. So if you've had that lamp for 2 years, and inside, it's disgusting. It's covered in gel. Half the SMDs, half the little lights are covered in gel.
You know, it's a really good point, actually. I might actually start saying to the guys when people are saying, oh, can I use that lamp? The question they should add in is how long have they had that lamp for?
How long have you had that lamp for? How many sets have you done in that lamp? And how many, like for instance, our lamp cures our gels in 30 seconds. But if you're using it...
Gel polish, not base gels.
Gel polish. But if you're using it constantly on 90 seconds, well, it doesn't really make a difference how many sets you've done because you're using 3 times the amount of power.
You're not. You're using double because it's giving the same amount of power as a 60-second cure.
Okay.
But
the point I'm getting at, how long is a goddamn piece of string? It doesn't make a difference. What we're saying to you is if you want to be safe in the knowledge that you're doing all that you can do to be right,
yes,
use
Yes.
our lamp because we've had it tested.
Yes.
We have confidence in
So
it.
really what we're saying is, if you are asking the question, will my lamp work?
Probably.
Don't ask that question because you're concerned about safety, in which case you should just be getting the lamp that the brand is
It'll
recommending.
probably work.
Will it?
Maybe.
Will it?
Maybe not.
Will it?
Let's just be safe. Double cure anyway.
No, doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's propaganda. There you go right there.
That's also propaganda. You should not be falling. Oh my God, let's talk about that. Just double cure it.
But this is the point I was getting at there is it might work, it might not work. When I said probably, there's a good chance it'll work, but we don't know. You don't know. Why even put that into the mix? Why jeopardize your career? Because that's what you're doing. Because if you have one bad reaction, one climate of bad reaction, you might never want to do nails again. But also, you only live in a small village, and that person's going to tell every single person that you have caused an allergy. That ends your career. Why take the risk?
I'm trying to think of another situation where you would do something twice and it makes no difference, because if it's not doing it once, it's not doing it twice. Probably the closest thing I could think of, and it's a little bit vague, is if you use... Okay, you know how we've been watching Dexter Resurrection?
We have.
Okay, and they were talking about in the hotel, cleaning the hotel.
Yes.
And because they weren't using oxygenated bleach, it doesn't remove traces of bodily fluids.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter how many times they use their cleaning product over that area of bodily fluids.
Any bodily fluid.
Because it couldn't clean it the first time, it's never going to clean it the second or the third or the fourth, because it doesn't have the capability to do it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with lamps.
So think about it.
It's really vague, but it's the closest thing I can think of.
But it's like when you watch the hotel inspector and they give them the UV light and everything else.
Yeah.
Because they've not used certain products to clear that, it's never going to clear it. It doesn't make a difference.
I seen a TikTok recently, and it was a girl using an at-home gel lamp, and it was just one of these teeny little silly things. And she was like, "Can somebody help? Like, I keep curing this for like a million. I keep trying to dry this, and I've been doing it for like an hour, and it's still not dry, because it never is going to.
Yeah.
Never, not ever, because it cannot do it.
There's not enough. There's not enough energy coming from that lamp to be able to process the gel.
Yeah, it's like it's the same as trying to drink Ribena to get drunk.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter how many glasses of Ribena you have, you're never going to be drunk, because it didn't have the capability to get you drunk in the first place. But the wine does. The wine has a capability in the first place. The capability has to be there in the first place for it to happen. And some lamps don't have that. So if they don't have that, it doesn't matter how many times you put it through that lamp, it ain't ever going to appropriately cure that gel.
Such a good way to put it, honey. You're so intelligent and beautiful.
Thanks. That is a really good one. Propaganda you should not be falling for.
I reckon people don't listen to you because you're so beautiful. You know when you see pretty people and like, they've just got all the air in their head.
Maybe they just think I'm angry and then they don't listen to me.
Okay.
Please listen, guys. I'm not. Think about it from a business point of view. The information that we are giving you is actually detrimental to our business, because the barrier to entry is spending over £100 to a lamp. Like, I get that. I know that. But do you realize that? Do you realize that the information I'm giving you is detrimental to our business?
Yeah.
Just think about it that way.
Sometimes you've got to tell people the ugly truth. That's just the thing. You know when you have those doctors on TV that look at other people's work, you know, you maybe had like a nose job or something, or a lip filler or something, they're like, yeah, they've done it wrong. They're not telling you what you want to hear, you know? They're telling you the truth. And it's not nice.
And the funny thing is that I will always pick somebody, and I've told you guys a story before, and I'll tell you one more time, which is when I went to get my Invisalign, I went to, I think, 4 different places to get quotes and hear what they had to say. And it was all for Invisalign, all the exact same system that they were all trained in.
Yes.
And the person that I chose not because they were the cheapest, or not because the process was going to be fastest with them. I actually picked them because the advice that they told me I didn't want to hear. He said to me, so what have other people told you how long it's going to take? And one of the places said it was 14 weeks. And he said, absolutely no chance. There's no way that you're going to get this done in any less than 26 weeks. And to me, I'm like, oh God, anybody else would go, well, the other person said they can do it in 14 weeks, so I'm going to go with them. Much like the lady from last week that was talking to me, who was saying, well, that branch told me that as long as the wavelength and the wattage, yeah, well, that's fine, go with them. But what they've told you isn't
Yeah.
As far as I understand, it's scientifically accurate. So you're probably going to come undone. That dentist told me what I didn't want to hear, but it was the truth. And that is why I went with him, because I thought, this is the best way for it to go. I can remember going to get a consultation to get my boobs done. This was years ago. I've not had my boobs done. I would really like them done. And I went to 3 different places. And there was a guy, and he does this whole thing where he'll like scan you and then he'll show you what your boobs are going to look like. And the picture he painted was flipping fantastic, and they were going to be up here, and they were going to be great, and it was going to be cheap, and it was going to be one surgery, it was going to be easy and fast. And even when I'm looking at it, I'm going, that is too good to be true. I know there's no way. Went to another surgeon, told me what I absolutely didn't want to hear. It was going to be doubly as expensive. You were going to need 2 surgeries to get the exact effect that you were looking for. But I also knew that he was telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you don't want to hear is exactly what you need to hear, and is the advice you need to go with.
I hear that right now. That's probably something you don't want to hear.
Yeah, again, I need to write all this down because I need to get this into TikToks because I'm so bloody frustrated.
Yeah, okay. Using brand recommended application and prep methods. That's something you should be listening to.
You should be listening to, because I would absolutely hope that a brand is giving you the advice that is number 1, safest, but also number 2, going to get the best out of their products. So something we hear all the time, we've talked about briefly here before, is nail techs who come to us having retention issues. I've been a nail tech for 25 years and I've always done it this way. That's excellent. Nail Order isn't 25 years old, so you've definitely not been using Nail Order for 25 years. So how about we listen to what the brand suggests and use it that way? Because again, going back to what we talked about before, brands don't release products that don't work. Brands release products that work, but they work in the way that they've designed them to work or to their specification. So it's really important to keep that in mind.
Yeah. I think this whole troubleshooting thing, this is something we've been discussing recently just in the office, just in general. There's a lot of brands out there that are doing a lot of troubleshooting. Now, with troubleshooting, would suggest that there's a lot of trouble, you know? Realistically, if you listen to the way a brand is suggesting that you do something, there should be no trouble.
There should be a lot less trouble for absolute sure. Now, don't get me wrong. There are going to be occasions where something happens, there's a batch of something that isn't quite right or whatever. That will happen from time to time.
100%.
But when I'm saying brands don't release products that don't work, is that the product that they have created, the product that they have tested and designed, that product works. Not to say there isn't occasionally going to be a problem with a batch or whatever, like I just said, but the premise of that product, it works. It's really important to keep in mind.
Yeah. And realistically, if a brand has a problem, you know, and they're constantly troubleshooting stuff, that's taking up manpower. That's reducing the profit margin they're making it because they're having to pay somebody to go troubleshoot all those things, you know? So realistically, why would the brand set out something that they're just going to have to backtrack over?
I seen something recently, so Supergrip, something that we've been doing a lot of troubleshooting with. And it's so incredible.
What is Supergrip, honey?
So Supergrip is a primer that we introduced. It's a super sticky primer. So it's like a monomer-based primer, which will help bond with the gel that you're putting on top, and it should improve retention. Now, lots of people improved retention, getting on great. Us here, getting on great, no problems at all. We sent it out to several nail techs, a group of nail techs, but way before we released it or decided to actually go ahead with it and to test to see what they thought, got on well. Then we were like, great, because we weren't just trusting our experiences with it. We've released it, we've sold thousands of units. There are a group of people having issues, similar issues. I think I know what the issues are for the most part. But what you see what I seen somebody put on the group the other day. I mean, they're saying that there isn't a problem with the product, but look at the number of people. Look at all of these people having issues. There was 8. There was 8 people.
So it's thousands of products sold, but there's 8.
There's 8, and we've got to remember, this is a new product you haven't used before. Maybe you're not using it quite right. And we're not just here lying to you saying, well, it's fine for us. And I can totally understand how that sounds. It's fine for us. I get that. But it is, because we're not just selling products that don't work. We're not just like grabbing a product off the shelf from somewhere, putting our label on it, not testing it and just throwing it out the door. No, we're testing it ourselves. We're testing it with other nail techs. We then continue to use it before we launch it.
These products for the most part are in circulation in Nail Order, constantly being used on people
way before
6
they
months
ever come.
before, probably.
Yes, at least.
And the thing is, quite often we use them on like demos and lives and stuff. We just don't talk about them.
Yeah.
You know, we have them in bottles that are disguised.
Yeah, at least 6 months. Oh yeah, they're always disguised, but we're always using it.
Yeah.
So it's really important to take that into consideration. That brands don't release products that don't work.
Do you want to talk about the super grip problem, or what the issue seems to be? Is it just overuse?
Predominantly, yes. People
So
use it
people
far
flooding it.
They're flooding it.
And because it's super grip, you need technically less.
You need hardly any.
Tiny bit.
I will say maybe the brush is not helping things. It's our new beautiful stunning brush, but maybe we need a less absorbent brush. Okay, we haven't had this problem once ourselves whilst we've been using it, but yes, less is for sure more. And I know that because we sent out a couple of surveys. So one, we're always sending out surveys now anytime we have a release of a line that we haven't done before. So we sent out a survey of Cinegel, sent out a survey of Supergrip. I sent out a second one of Supergrip, just trying to really niche down to work out what the issues, what might be causing it. Because we can't induce the problem, this is the hardest part for us. We don't have this issue. So it's really hard for us to work it out.
Also, like for instance, with us, everything's batched. So it comes in a batch. And if there was a problem with a batch, you would see a uniform pattern spread, not just to 8 people,
Plus,
but
there's been one batch because, when it's a batch issue,
hundreds.
It's pretty
uniform, pretty hard.
So, yeah, we did the survey, and then I could see things that people were saying on the survey. And I have 2 inclinations. Well, one is definitely one of the major problems, probably the biggest problem, is overuse, for sure. But I think there may be a secondary thing. I'm getting some people to do some testing for me right now, so we will see what the results are for that. But I think my inclination is probably correct.
But the fact that you're trying to address it, you're trying to sort it.
Trying my best.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult because it's not an issue that if we'd experienced it ourselves, we would be like, we'd know better how to fix it, because we might go, oh, I did that time. That's probably what it was. Yeah. But we've just never had it. And you guys have seen us use it like 100 times. I redid Anna's nails. Anna's nails I did on a live. Was it a workshop? I don't know.
No, I think it was just a live.
It's a live
demo
in June. And I did her nails this week. This is August. Yeah. We're in August. And it was super grip with Duragel, and they were perfect. Perfect. And it's worked great on everybody for us. We haven't had any issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nobody has any issues.
And it's like you said, we do tons of testing, so we don't have these issues.
Yeah.
It's like when we were developing, what was it, Dura? We were having heat spikes. We were developing it.
Yeah.
Rebecca was checking it on me because my nails are relatively intact.
Yeah. It's all fine and well, like our manufacturer will say maybe like a base of a product. They'll say, we sell that formula in tons to many different countries, and then we'll make little tweaks and stuff to it to make it like our own formula. But it doesn't mean that these other people are using it in the same way that we would.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We're constantly trying, and I think most brands should be, and probably will be the same.
Yeah.
All right, honey. God, we're really getting on. I didn't think this was going to last that long, but here we are. Okay. Charging more for infills, and infills being pretty much a removal on a brand new set.
Yeah, so this is propaganda you should be listening to. If I had my time again, we used to charge a little bit less for infills. If I had my time again, I would charge... I would charge either the same or just a couple of pounds more, because I would find it really difficult to charge like a removal price worth more, if you know what I mean. Infills.
So let's just kind of backtrack a little bit. Infills really came around, I think, when it came to acrylic. Right?
Yeah, it was called a rebalance.
It's
been a thing forever.
Infill. Yeah, it's always been a thing with extensions, with extended enhancements. With for the most part acrylic, it would save you having to soak off the acrylic. Mm-hmm. You were just taking a small bit from the cuticle, from that edge, and you were adding a little bit in. You were infilling it. You were rebalancing it. You were making it completely. When it came to things like builder gel and stuff like that, I mean, you can infill builder gel. Mm-hmm. A lot of people remove it completely because it is a soak-off product.
I think you've really actually hit the nail on the head with that. And I think whilst the process of infilling is the same with acrylic, you don't need to remove as much product. Yep. I think what we talked about the last episode with the curability being the question mark and adding the elements of doubt as well as like user input with the UV cure products where acrylic doesn't have that. Pocket lifting with acrylic, is that even a thing?
Certainly less.
I mean, I've never experienced pocket lifting at all, so I don't I don't know. I would say it would certainly be less. And a lot of that is because there's no curing. Of course, if you haven't removed all areas of lifting, then you are going to have that problem. So you still want to be thinning it down. But I would say with acrylic, it tends to be a lot more obvious when you've got areas of lifting.
Yeah.
Part of that is because you're putting it down in one layer.
Yes.
Where gel is on multiple layers.
Sandwich.
Yes. So sometimes maybe that top layer hasn't lifted because the top layer isn't what's in contact with the natural nail, but the bottom layer has. And maybe and you've not thinned it out enough to see that it's that bottom layer that's actually lifted.
So what, again, I think has happened is build a gel. People have just started using it in whatever way they bloody want. So if they're doing infills, they're maybe trying to replicate what you can do with acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they are just soaking it all off. They're charging you for removal and they're reapplying it. But then clients want an infill because technically infills have always been cheaper.
Yeah,
When
they
it came
think they
to
should be
acrylic,
cheaper.
They have that mentality when it came to acrylic that it was cheaper because
You're using
you're
less
not
product.
You're not using as much product. We're not removing as much product. It's taking technically less time. But I remember we used to do acrylics back in the salon. Like a set of acrylics would be an hour. You would gift an hour to the nail tech.
Gift.
Okay, you would give
You
an hour.
would give
Give an hour to the nail tech. You give the nail tech an hour to do a full set. That's a brand new set, not a removal. But with infills, technically it should take less
It was
time.
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah. And now I think about that and I think that's actually really crazy because even with acrylic, it still takes such a long time because you're removing that top layer of product and removing any lifting. You're still then doing prep. Okay, granted, you're not sticking on tips or anything like that. So it is different if it's an extension, I guess. But yeah, acrylics, infills, they take a long time and you need to be paid for that time.
But what I mean is, as with everything, the mindset hasn't shifted.
Yes.
The customer who is coming into you to get an infill thinks that you're using less time, less product, less effort, should be charging less. They're happy to pay less. And you feel that maybe I'm not using quite as much product because I'm still leaving a layer on.
You're not using quite as much product. That's
But
sure.
realistically, if you're doing it well, your time is probably still exactly the same.
Yeah.
So you should be charging the same, right?
Your time could even be more.
Yeah.
Could be. So yeah, infills, we really need to start normalizing charging as much, if not more.
I wonder if I can put this statement out into the world and you can shoot me down because I like it when you do that because I'm not a practicing nail tech. And I know you don't practice nail tech, you're not practicing nail tech anymore, but you do nails all the time. Realistically, we should be doing away with removals and infills. They should be completely separate things. And what we should just be doing is a reset. Yeah? You come in and you reset your nails. So you remove some of the old product and you reset it. If you want to remove your nails, it means probably for the most part, you're not going to get new nails on. For the most part. Unless there's a major problem, say for instance, like underneath, the nails are just they're all lifting really badly. You're better off just to remove that product and start again, What you have now is customers are going, they'll either get infills or they'll get a removal and a new set, Why can't we just do a reset? Does that make sense? You just remove, like we said before, 95% of the product and you reset.
I never, ever, 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 ever remove 100% of product.
Yeah.
Never. There's always some left on.
Again, this builder on a bottle, this soak-off builder that we keep talking about.
Soak off. So goddamn obsessed with soak-offs. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we so obsessed with it?
Maybe we should do like a survey. Like, do you actually, when you're doing a soak-off, do you remove 100% of the product? Or do you leave little bits?
Well, if they're soaking off, then they probably are because the soak-off is like chemically breaking it down. I don't know. File-off's just the way forward.
Yeah, it is.
Truly.
I wonder, as much as we sell acetone and we love it, I wonder how much time and money you would save if you just were trained properly on an e-file and you removed 95% of the product.
I know.
And time.
So much time.
Think about going to get that acetone. Think about heating the kettle up to heat the acetone, or maybe you don't, but you're using water to heat the acetone bowls. You're using the acetone, which is product. You're using kitchen paper to wipe the wet product that's coming off.
That's really just us that does that.
The exposure.
Other people do like a
scraping
scraper.
it. Oh God, they get the dust everywhere and everything else. You're having to change your.
Well, there's a lot
extractor.
of dust when you're filing off.
That's very true.
You can't reduce that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I just wonder if you can just simplify the process. Reset your mental ability, change. Yeah.
Great.
Am I just talking crap?
Yep.
Excellent. Great. Do I edit all this out, or do I keep it in and let people work it out for themselves?
Sure, let them do that.
Okay, honey. I've come to the end of the list, but is there anything else that you think that you maybe want to go to now that we've discussed all those things?
Do you remember?
Do you remember
The 21st
night of September? That's a very important date, that 21st of September.
Yes.
Especially this year.
Your child was born. Anywho,
It's going to be 21 on the 21st.
do you remember how we talked about that no gel cures to 100%?
Yes.
Cool.
So what is left is an inhibition layer.
Inhibition
What is
layer.
inhibition? Inhibiting. What does that mean?
It's because oxygen that is present in the air is inhibiting, so preventing the chains, the polymer chains from completing. The ends from completing. The caps. Imagine, what gets a cap put on it? Toothpaste.
Wine cork.
Whatever.
An octopus with shoes on.
Imagine we can't put the cap on to completely... Toothpaste, right? Imagine you can't...
not better than that. Polyfill, the sealant. That's a good one.
Okay, or just toothpaste, same thing. Right, imagine you can't put the cap in your toothpaste, so there's that little bit of toothpaste just left open at the top there. If exactly that situation. The oxygen, just imagine the oxygen is stopping that cap from going on. If that cap went on, everything would be all sealed up. But it can't happen because of the oxygen. So that is happening with all gels. So non-wipe top coats... It's a big discussion in the industry about wiping non-wipe top coats. A lot of people message us say, is your top coat non-wipe? And we'll reply saying, our top coat is non-stick. So that is the correct term. The correct term is non-stick. It's a non-stick top coat. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be wiping it down. So even a non-wipe top coat should be wiped down after application to ensure you have removed any inhibition layer.
Yeah. So just because it's not sticky, you can't feel the residue.
You maybe just can't feel the stickiness. There will still be some there. You just can't really feel it.
What's the best way to wipe that down?
I've got actually a really good way of seeing this. So our matte top coat, I was putting pigment onto our matte top coat recently, and then I was wiping really vigorously with a brush, and there was little chunks, and that was the inhibition layer mixed with the pigment.
Right. Okay.
So obviously our matte top coat feels matte and dry and whatever, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't remove the inhibition layer because I was using the pigment, and then I was going to put other gel on top. So it's neither here nor there. But I know a lot of people would actually do that, and a lot of people do that when they're isolating
chrome.
Isolating chrome.
Yeah.
Why do they wipe it down after after you've cured the matte top coat? Because the inhibition layer is a little bit sticky.
Sticky, but sticky gel sticks to gel.
Sticky gel sticks to gel.
There you go.
Think about chrome. It's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it on.
So yeah, that's a propaganda you should not fall for. Non-wipe top coat. It ain't a thing.
Do you think that brands have seen what this product is and just thought, oh, we'll just call it that? Like we call Super Grip. Because it's super grippy.
In another life, I would have called it non-wipe top coat because I can see how attractive that is. We probably didn't know. You don't know as much science. Gel nails as we know it today, specifically gel like non-stick top coats and all that, they're a relatively new thing when you think about it. You're talking about 10 years old. The first non-stick top coat that I used was almost 10 years ago. And I can remember being mesmerized by it. But previously when I'd used gel top coats, they were sticky.
Yeah.
And I'd have to remove the inhibition there. So I just think it's science and time moving on, but it's okay to go, do you know what, that was actually wrong. We're not calling it non-wipe anymore. We're going to call it non-stick, because we are now recommending that you wipe it down. Absolutely okay to do that.
It's just a small precaution. And there's nothing wrong with just making constant small tweaks, small changes.
Yeah. Realistically, the inhibition layer that is left on a non-stick type top coat, matte top coat, is going to be a lot smaller, which means there is less uncured gel. So yes, arguably less of a risk, but it should still be removed nonetheless.
And what's the best way to remove it?
IPA.
Yeah.
And really important, wait till the nails have fully cooled. Wait about 60 seconds before doing anything to those nails, whether you are putting, taking off an inhibition layer, whether you are applying cuticle oil, whether you are using bubble bath, whatever it is, make sure the nails are fully cured. Otherwise you are at risk of dulling that shine.
It's kind of like when you take a microwave meal out of the microwave. It's still cooking.
Yeah.
It is literally still cooking.
Or a steak off the grill.
Yeah. You let it rest.
Let it rest.
You let it
rest.
So
let the nails rest.
Yeah, at that point in time, that's when you should be pitching your cuticle to your customer. Have a conversation, get them rebooked in.
Get them smelling them, get them excited by it.
What cuticle is it you want? Do they have a little sniff at this?
Have a little sniff and we're going to use that.
I just did Caribbean Crush. Flipping heck. Unbelievable.
I'm so in love with tropical juice right now, and I know we don't even sell it at the moment, but I'm so in love with it.
And we'll just talk about
Do we have tropical juice sanitizer?
On the shelf?
Yeah.
Not had that for years.
Oh my God, we really should get it back because it is by far the best one.
Told you that, but you guys voted for Mango Daiquiri. The problem with nail order is it's the democracy. The problem also with that is people change their opinion.
It's customers. Quickly. It's the democracy of the customers who don't know what they bloody want.
We were actually saying the other day we're going to discontinue tons of different sanitizers and cuticle oils and just bring it back to bare bones.
And people will be mad. There'll be people who are mad, but we can't keep everything on the shelves because 2 people want it. Unfortunately, it's not a viable business.
You're right. So talking about democracy, Sonny, can I be democratic and say that I think I'm over furniture shopping? I've done it one weekend before and I think I'm over it.
You've done it several weekends. You've actually been pretty good, but you can't be over it because we've not even started.
But we don't have a mortgage yet.
I know. I'm feeling the same as you. Like, what's the point until we have that? What's the point?
Because I'm desperate to buy both a ride-on and robot more.
But what if we don't get it?
What if we don't get it?
Yeah.
What if we don't get it?
Yep.
Imagine that we've sold our house by the time this podcast comes out. And
Can we not just go, it's just all falling through? Is that not a thing?
I mean, we could do. Or we could, what I suggested this morning.
Live in a caravan.
We get a caravan, we park it outside the work anyway, because we're always
here.
We somehow wangle a shower into this, because I do need a shower, first and foremost. You know, comfy bed and a shower, and I'm happy, I'm done. And a fridge.
A caravan has a shower.
Yeah.
We've got a hose.
We've got a hose, we can connect it, we can always have, shore power, shore
it's
water.
Really upsetting that we sold the motorhome, eh?
I know, that is, yeah. But yeah, by the time this comes out, we might be homeless. Could you imagine? Come all this way. Worked our asses off for years.
We had to move in with my
Everything,
parents.
what? Oh no, I'd rather live in a tent. Everything we have done has got us to here, and Rebecca's trying to make us go live with our parents.
Imagine it.
Imagine it. Anyway, so yeah, what we do for the rest of the day? You said, I'm going to get everything done.
I'm going to do my eyebrows.
Oh.
I need to phone the cruise company.
Cruise? We're going to cruise in a couple of months? We have bought the cheapest room and we're now panicking. Sometimes what happens is we have good ideas.
Always what happens is Chris and Rebecca do this type of nonsense.
Right. So
it's going to be fine.
We have Canadian friends, Matt and Sheila. Good folk, and we do try to go. We try to spend time with them because they're nice people and they don't have kids. So.
And realistically, this cruise, actually, if we weren't going with anyone, we'd have cancelled it. We wouldn't be going on it.
So we said to them again. We always propagate this. We always set the propaganda and say, "Do you guys want to do something?" And we try and work at a time when we think to ourselves, like nail order is going to be the quietest possible time. So it's going to be the end of October before it all kicks off in November, right? So we found a cruise that's relatively inexpensive.
It's not an exciting cruise. It's not a cruise that we haven't been on before, but we're like, by that time, we're just going to want to chill. We're just going to want to chill. We don't need any excitement. We don't need to be going to new countries.
Some sun loungers, some heat.
Just relaxing.
Just relaxing. Before the whole manic winter time comes.
That's all we need. Nothing special.
So again, we had all these airline vouchers that we had to use. So we're flying from Edinburgh to Orlando on Virgin. First time we're going to be on Virgin. Flying back from Miami to London, and then I've booked all these flights to Glasgow. They're probably going to lose our luggage in Heathrow as they always do.
Can't wait.
And we're going on this cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line, which we do love and enjoy because it's cool. It's nice.
It's easy.
It's just easy.
But now we've decided to move house. Really, the timing is horrific.
Because realistically, if everything goes to plan and we do this, there's a good chance that probably a couple of weeks before that we get the keys to this new house.
If everything goes, but we've let them down before, and
we've let them down several times.
We aren't cancelling let down people times. If we say we're doing something, we're doing it. The first time we let them down, what happened? COVID something.
So they were getting married, and we tried to get. Oh,
sorry, no, there's 3 times we've let them down.
So we did the right thing and applied for a visa.
The Esther, just an Esther.
But from Canada,
it took 3 years to come.
It took 3.5 years to come. It only came like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, literally.
They get married 3 years ago.
What happened? Was it COVID or something? We cancelled a cruise on them?
We cancelled the cruise because the gel polish was going to be launched. It was something around that. Yeah, it was gel polish related.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was like one of us had COVID or something.
No, and we said to them that's why. And then we didn't quite cancel on them the last time.
We didn't cancel on them, but the world was against us and we were ready to go. I was dropping off Bailey with Jennifer And then I got a pop-up on my phone to say our flight had been cancelled. And we were literally about to head to the airport. Like I was dropping off Bailey so that I could go home. We would go straight to the airport.
Yep.
And our flight had been cancelled because there was a air traffic strike in Italy. And we were like, oh my God. There was no way of getting there. There was just no way. It was
stupid. The cruise was the next day. So we were flying in that night, staying in a hotel, meeting up with them and going on the cruise. They were on their way. So they didn't even know.
From
we
Canada,
couldn't even contact them.
So we met them 3 days later in Athens because there was no flights to Italy. And then the next stop was...
The next day we got a flight to Athens.
But the next port was Mykonos, which was a tender port, so they wouldn't let us in. Anyway, so yeah, we went to Athens the next day for a few days and then met them there.
Yeah. But we do have fun with them.
Yes, and we don't want to let them down. The whole point of the story is we've already let them down twice before and we can't let them down again. So even though it is not good, we are going to do it. And guys, if you do listen to this podcast, you can't even stop us because by the time you listen to it, I will have paid for it. So that's it done.
And I just want to say, like Matt needs to do certain things. Montreal steak seasoning, bring some of that. And this little pad, I've got down to the last couple of pages. Matt got me this. It's like a waterproof pad that I'll write my notes down on. That's maybe like a second one now.
Excellent.
Oh, we've got them gifts. We need to remember to take them.
Yeah, we got them gifts a very long time ago.
Yep.
Last year.
Yep. So we need to remember to take them. Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, okay, honey. So yeah, furniture shopping.
I'm going to do my eyebrows as well.
Eyebrows. You did say that. You doing anything for me? My toe? Anything else? No? Okay. Yeah. Excellent. In that case, honey, let's get the heck out of here.
As always, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, comment below what we should talk about next, and be sure to subscribe.
And win that £50 voucher.
Oh, yeah, enter the £50 voucher.
Tuning in alone Sunday, all the tea getting spilled. Nail text, talking game, keeping it real, y'all gon' feel. From the signs to the drama, every secret they reveal. Stay sharp, stay tuned, man, you know it's the deal.